I wanted to, you see the title of the video, man. I wanted to tell you guys exactly what happens, man, like when you lock in, man. Everything actually changes when you lock in, when you really lock in, right? 6 months could change your life. 12 months of locking in will change your life. I remember my first year of setting goals. My siblings made me set goals. They're like, hey, man, set goals. It was some dumb basic goals like, hey, finish nursing school, get my personal training license, you know, put on, what did I say? Put on 20 pounds of muscle because it was my first year of consistently lifting, or it would have been my first year lifting if I executed, right? Get my driver's license, which I should have had, but I was 20 and didn't have a driver's license. And then, you know, a couple of other goals. I remember I wrote those down. Like they forced me to because they told me, hey, man, set goals, set goals. I was like, that's the corniest shit ever. That's what we used to do in 5th grade. They're like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're not accomplishing anything. Set your goals. And I was like, ugh, you guys are dumb. And I wrote down the goals. Ooh, goofy goals and shit like that, right? And then at the end of the year, like when I actually, you know, look back, I was like, oh shit, I accomplished those goals and way more than that too. Like I only wrote down 7 goals that year. That was my first year ever writing the goals. I only accomplished like 7 goals that year. And I mean, I only wrote down 7 goals, but I accomplished like 15, you know, really big milestones for me. And I was like, holy shit, this shit really fucking works. Because that's what happens when you goal set, when you are locked in, when you become the person that you need to become to reach your goals, man. Like it's really crazy what can happen. Literally, like everything you want is on the other side of consistency. You've been inconsistent, right? That's what's leading you to where you are right now and where you don't want to be. You know what can happen when you're consistent. You know everything's on the other side of consistency. So why the fuck aren't you consistent? Why do you think consistency is optional? It's not optional, right? If you look at consistency as optional, that just means your standards are down here and your expectations are up here. You cannot have your expectations and standards on different levels, right? Because what you do on a daily basis, what you accept on a daily basis, it's going to be based on your standards, all right? So if you're letting yourself eat whatever you want to, that means you have low standards when it comes to nutritious foods or eating, you know, eating at a certain calorie number. Like if you're budgeting and you're like, yo, I can't spend more than 4,000 this month, and you're locked in on that, then guess what? You won't spend more than 4,000 that month. When you're calorie counting and you're really trying to get lean, you're like, yo, I got to hit my protein goal every day, hit at least 150. For me, it's hit at least 150 grams of protein, 365 days a year, at least 150. All right. And then if I'm cutting, it's like 2,000, 2,100 calories somewhere in there. 2,100 calories, I'm hitting those numbers every single day because that's my standard, because I have goals I want to reach. And I know if I'm consistent, I'm going to reach those goals, right? A lot of you guys, you're like, you go based on your emotions. So it's like, man, I'm locked in. I'm so hyper, man. Let me do extra cardio today. I'm doing extra cardio. Then you do an extra workout. Then you do another extra workout. Listen, extra workouts are the dumbest fucking things of all time. If you plan to do 5 workouts in a week or 4 workouts in a week, and then you end up doing extra, that just means you're trying to overcompensate because you did shitty in nutrition, or you did shitty somewhere else, or you're trying to make up for lost time. That's how you burn out. That is the recipe for burning out. I've seen it so many times. People are like, hey man, like, hey, like I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do 7 days a week, man. So they work out, they do the cardio 7 days a week, shit like that, not understanding that you could only burn so much fat at once, and doing too much volume will actually burn through muscle. So now you're burning through muscle, the weight's going down on the scale, but you're burning through muscle and you're not recovering because you're working out too much. And then guess what ends up happening? Like I said, you burn out, you quit, and you're like, yeah, I don't know, I just don't have the motivation anymore. No, you didn't pace yourself. Pace your fucking self. Stop trying to do everything at once when you consistently ate like shit to get to where you got to. All right, be patient. Be patient. Now, I'm not saying wait 70 years to gain 1 pound of muscle. It really doesn't take that long. But if you want to lose fat, you got to pace yourself, because what you're going to do is what you've always done. Go hard for a little bit, burn out, be right back to square one at the end of every fucking year. All right. So lock in. And when I say lock in, it means do the bare minimum. Strength train, eat in a high protein calorie deficit, get you 6 to 8 hours of sleep, drink a gallon of water, and repeat that cycle over and over and focus on those things. Stop looking at, oh, I think it's 1 meal a day. Oh, I think it's intermittent fasting. It's fucking calorie deficit, guys. If someone loses fat intermittent fasting, guess what they did? They were in a calorie deficit. If someone gains fat in intermittent fasting, they were in a calorie surplus. Very simple. It's not that deep. Stop overthinking shit and stop trying to find these secrets to make it easier when you know that everything worth having is hard. It's difficult. It takes work. Takes consistency. We all know that shit. So stop lying to yourself and be like, oh, I can just do this and I'll be fine. No, the fuck you won't. Stop saying like, oh, I can just do keto and I'll be fine. You've done keto 10 times. The first time you did it, you were 100 pounds less than you are right now. So is that shit fucking working? No. Lock in on your nutrition. Make it a lifestyle change. Stop looking at it as some short-term shit. This is literally lifestyle shit, all right? And like I said, your life can literally change when you lock in. Like, I've seen people I've seen people in the gym make more progress in a year, including when I really locked in for my first year. Not my first ever year, because I was fucking around for way too long. But when I locked in, the first year I locked in, I made so much progress that year. It's shown a light on just how much people don't take nutrition seriously, take progressive overload seriously, track what they're doing in the gym, take their workout seriously. A lot of people just like, they have fun doing a couple of lifts, and the rest of their workout, they just kind of talk, walk around, or stay on their phones, or, you know, watch a YouTube video on their phone and then do another set. A lot of people kind of just go to the gym to, you know, kind of mess around or whatever, and never really make a change. And that's what really happened. That's what I really realized when I was, you know, my first successful year of training. Because my first successful year of training, I started off, it was me and my boys from nursing school. We would go to work out and shit, and I was pretty skinny. I was like 150, you know, because I gained 2 pounds. So I was about 150-ish. And then, you know, we're lifting. I'm strong as shit. I'm 150 benching like 275. So I'm repping like 245 for reps. And like, I don't have any muscle because I'm not eating what I need to. So I locked in on nutrition that whole fucking year. And I remember by the end of the year, started that year at 150. By the end of the year, I was 190? I was around 195. But that was a lot bigger for me, and that's just being consistent day in and day out. Oh, we had clinicals. Just bring your lunch. Bring your lunch to clinicals. Oh, we don't have time to heat up our food. Just eat it cold. We ate brown rice and chicken cold. We didn't give a fuck, bro. We ate the oatmeal cold. We ate whatever we needed to cold because we just needed to get those results, man. We wanted to get those results. We were serious about them. A lot of you guys make excuses for the dumbest shit, like just dumb shit, like nah, man. Like I was gonna go home, but then I had to go to Chick-fil-A, which was in the opposite direction, and it took an hour. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's not even logical. So stop lying. All right, stop fucking lying. But that first year, the beginning of that year, I was asking people for advice, right? Literally, the beginning of that year, I was asking people for advice. That same fucking year, 10 months later, people are asking me for advice. I was hounding everybody in the gym. I was like, yo, how do you get traps like that? How do you get shoulders like that? How do you get your chest like that? How do you look like that? What are you doing? What are you eating? What pre-workout are you taking? I was asking everybody everything. I was annoying as fuck. People were like, what is this skinny kid doing? Then at the end of the year, people were coming up to me. They're like, dude, bro, me and my friends were like wondering, like, you know, because we're like 17 and like when we get to your age, we want to be big, unk. Like, what? They didn't say unk. I just threw that in there. I'm definitely lying. But they're like, yeah, man, where did you get your traps like that? And they're just asking me all these questions. I was like, it was really a fucking crazy moment, like that in the beginning of that same year. No, obviously no one was asking me for advice. And then at the end of that same year, people were asking me for advice. It was crazy. But that just goes to show what happens when you really lock in. The real thing is being consistent. You're going to fail over and over, guys. That's normal. It's normal to fail. It's actually a good thing to fail. It's a prerequisite to success. But if you fail, that means that you got some success on the way. So that's a good thing. All right. When you fail, that means success is coming. But learn from that failure. All right. And that's literally just 1 year of locking in. 1 year of locking in changed my whole fucking life. The beginning of that year, I was trying to train clients and they're like, get the fuck out of my face. Why would you be a personal trainer? Like, I was getting absolutely tried, disrespected, but I deserved it because I wasn't looking the part. By the end of that year, you know, everyone's coming up to me like, hey man, what do you do for shoulders and arms? What do you do for traps? Hey man, like I saw you squatting 405. What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. All these things, and they're asking me questions. And now, you know, now they want to train with me versus at the beginning of that same year, they didn't want to. So that's what happens when you lock in. You guys see those transformations on TikTok. It's because in that person's head who made that transformation, it might be 6 months, it might be a year, but they're like, yo, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of being in the same fucking spot. I'm ready to lock in and become the best version of myself. They got sick of being where they were. That's what it is. Like a lot of you guys, you say you're sick of, you know, where you are, but your actions don't show that. Because you're like, man, I'm tired of eating like shit. I'm tired of like feeling like shit. I'm tired of taking these meds. So why the fuck aren't you changing shit? So why the fuck are you skipping gym sessions? You're still eating the same shit. You're still door dashing. You're still going through the fast food lines. You still have notifications for Dunkin'. Listen, I never knew about this shit. There's apps for fast food places. I never knew about this shit. People get points. People get notifications for this. That's the goofiest shit of all time. If you're getting notifications for fast food, if you have points at fast food places that are not called Subway or fucking Chipotle, if you have like points for Popeyes or like McDonald's, you're absolutely fucking cooked. I cannot believe that's even a thing. That's insane. That is insane. Oh, it's for my kids. So you want your kids to be fat as fuck too? No, don't use that shit. Jesus Christ, bro.